going on, everybody? So my name's Zach. If you know who I am already, you know I love my whiskey, and you know my other love is Japan. So I'm gonna bring some videos together, and I'm gonna bring the two things that I love the most onto this channel. So first off, today we're doing some whiskey tasting. Now this is from Whisky Loot. Now Whisky Loot's actually an Australian company from what I understand. Yes, it is. And this brings in whiskies that I probably never will have or probably wouldn't buy a full bottle. So, pretty cool. Awesome box. What this is 3 whiskies, 60 mils each, and they're all from different areas and all from different ages. Now, this week, or this month, they come out monthly. We've got 2. We've got a 12-year-old, 18-year-old, and one that actually doesn't have an age on it. I'll put the list of everything up there as well. I'm going to get the names wrong. I'm terrible at putting names out there, but we'll start doing some taste testings. So, the first ones we've got is, we'll go the Glenfarclas distillery. So this is a 12-year-old. So first off, I want to make sure people understand one thing. I am definitely not an expert in whiskey. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. For me, it's the real peaty, the real smoky ones. If they're too much, it's not really my thing. I like that smooth, the creaminess, flavors like Yamazaki or the Bladnock, which is an amazing one that I've only just discovered recently. So this is why I really love this, is because each month they're a bit different, and normally I'll be, trying something that I've never tried before. So first off, this is around $50 a month, gets delivered to your door. I've already been asked why I've decided to go this route instead of trying the traditional way where we go to a bar. My amazing partner, Alinta, because of some whiskey, we have produced an amazing son called Knox. Probably Yamazaki 12-year-old, I would guess. So more than likely, I will be staying at home a lot more than our Sunday outings, which we used to go, and we used to discover new bars all around Brisbane, and we used to ask the bartenders what's their favourite whiskies, or what's the whiskey we really should try that we haven't heard of before, and we used to get tasting platters. Tasting platters? I don't think it's called tasting platters. You know what I mean though. We used to get half nips of all these different drinks and enjoy a really good Sunday before going back to work. So, as I said, I'm no expert in tasting whiskies, but one thing I do know is that there's no right or wrong way to have a whiskey. Is it with water, is it with ice, or is it straight? It is totally up to you, and I know so many people are going to complain about that, but realistically, I think everyone has their own opinions on how they do it. So I'm just going to give you what I think at the end of the day. I haven't read the whiskies of what they are inside them. All I know is this is the Glenfarclas. I'm so going to get that wrong. This is a 12-year-old. It's from the Highlands. It says on the back here. I'm not remembering. It says on the back here. And it's a 43% alcohol in this one. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to do 3 different testings, obviously, because we've got 3 different whiskies. But I'm going to do them 2 different ways. So I'm going to add, there it is, a bit of water on each of them. But first off, I'm going to eat them. No, I'm going to drink them straight. So obviously I'm not going to have that much out of them because I want to, good one. You can tell I haven't done this before. Someone has a very strong smell. Does remind me of the Yamazaki 12-year-old. So Yamazaki 12-year-old is my favorite whiskey. And again, I don't know anything about like trying to smell the notes or anything like that. For me, people talking about how they can smell coffees and grains and everything like that and apricots. For me, it smells like alcohol, and it either tastes good or it doesn't taste good. So let's get straight into it. Ooh, it's got a bit of a punch to it. It's smooth. That's actually really smooth. That would be definitely something I would go back for again. So let's just try it with a tiny little bit of a drop of water in there, because it really does, for me, it changes the flavour. Now, this was a trick I got told. Please tell me if that is completely wrong. All the whiskey experts out there. We were at I can't even remember what place it was. We were at a whiskey tasting night, and he said, just put your finger in and drop a couple of drops of water in there and see what the taste is like. So we'll see if it's any different. Doesn't smell any different because it's the same whiskey. Obviously, it doesn't have that pungent kind of taste with it or that real alcohol hit. Either way, it's actually really good. That would be something that I would go back for again, and I would recommend. I'm getting it all over. These are not easy to pour out of. So that is a win so far. Now, one of the things that, I'll go through the notes in a moment. One of the other things you get with the Whisky Loot is you actually get a book, and it's your whiskey journal. So, as I said, I don't know much about the whiskies. I just like what I like. I'm actually going to start writing all of my notes down it. Oh, here we go. Typical male. I didn't read the instructions beforehand. And it actually goes through how to tasting instructions. The nose. Pour the whiskey into a favorite glass. Give it a swirl to release the aromas. Then carefully bring it to your nose and give it a whiff. You might feel a bit of nostalgia take over. After all, smell is a habit of maintaining. Then the palate, and then, it even says add the water in there as well. So there we go. So yeah, this is actually really helpful. I probably should have read it beforehand. But each one, you can actually write it all through, which I will do. And that way then, I think you get a new book each time as well. So the other whiskies and everything I've got behind me, I'll be able to do a taste testing and actually record them as well. So I've got some different ones that I've never had really before in the background, which I'll do a video on them as well. All right, so the second one, let me have a quick look at this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to leave that as the last one. That's the 18-year-old. That's the Aaron, A-R-R-A-N. Aaron. If you haven't watched Kill and Peel, that you won't get that.
Where is Aaron right now? Okay,
so, oh my God, some of these names. I'm Irish and Scottish, and I should be able to pronounce this stuff. Brucilatic Classic Laddie. Laddie. I shouldn't even try that at all. So this one is it's actually in a place called Brucilatic. It's matured in American oak cask, 100% unpeated, and it's from the Islay in Scotland. Now this is a 50% alcohol, and this one was a 43% alcohol. Now this is no age statement. So we will give this a try. It has no smell to it. Again, that's smooth. That got me there. That actually reminds me of more like the Blood Knock, which is the Scottish one that I have only just discovered. Alinta has just pointed it out. That's actually really good. Definitely 100% unpeated. There is no smoke in that whatsoever. All right, so we'll give it a little bit of water. Use a different finger because I licked my finger before. And do 2 drops. I think for this one, no water, and so far, better with water. So no water, and better with water. So let that be, because it actually has got a real alcohol burn compared to what it was without the water. So again, please let me know what that actually means, because I don't know why it would be more alcoholic on the burning sensation with water in it than not. Now, obviously, is that because it opens up? I don't know. But let's try the last one. So I'm just going to clean the palate a little bit. So we're going to try the A-Ran. Now, this is matured in ex-sherry casks. It's from Scotland again, 46% alcohol, and that is the 18-year-old. So, I do like my 18-year-olds for whiskies. I've got a great one from Japan, and it's very hard to find a good Japanese whiskey now that's not over $300. That one was a couple of $100 when I just came back, so it's been quite good. So let me just bring this over, and so the only one that's actually had any flavour is this one right here. Oh, sorry, flavour. Smell. You can tell this is definitely my first video. Yeah, there's no smell in it like you would normally get a real potent and obviously we're not having peaty whiskies anyway. We're not having those super smoky flavors, so you don't get that smell. But you normally, I don't think I've had 3 drinks where I haven't had much of a smell except for one. Oh man. Okay, so it is smooth. I don't have a burning sensation. It doesn't, I don't know. Like, it's good, but I reckon this one here is the 12-year-old is going to be, that's the sherry cask. Sherry cask is the absolute winner. But again, let's try with some water and let's see what happens. Okay, and flavor is back to being really good. So, for me, it's down to the 2. Which one are my favorite? This one I'll knock out. That's the oh my God, the Laddie. Let's just call it the Laddie. I'm gonna put that one to the side. And then it comes down to the Glenfarclas and the Aran. So both of them actually tasted better for me with water, and I actually like my whiskey with an ice cube or a whiskey ball or something like that. So I like it cold, and I like the distilling later on of a bit of the water through it. I would have to go this one, the 12-year-old, the Glenfarclas, as the favourite out of the 2, out of the 3. So I'm going to do a bit of research and find out what kind of money that they are. But the 43%. 12-year-old compared to the 46% 18-year-old wins. Now, normally, not all case, if it's 12-year-old, you're probably looking about, $50 to $100 cheaper per bottle. And that's why this, having the Whisky Loot, is actually really good, because for $50 or whatever it's costing to get this, you're able to test all these kind of whiskies without going and spending $200, $300 on a bottle. So this is my first one. I've already got the next one ordered. I got my payment taken out this week. So in about 2 to 3 weeks, I'll get the next one. You have no idea what they are until they arrive, which I reckon is cool. It means you're not just trying to find certain ones. And yeah, you can go online and buy some of the old ones. I saw someone on YouTube do an Australian whiskey one. Now I've tasted a hell of a lot of Australian whiskey. There's still a lot to discover. But if you are looking to kind of get a little bit different, get a little bit of different flavors out there and try something new, go and have a look. I think you can do 1 month at a time, or I think you can sign up for 12 months and get a bit of a discount. Again, have a look at the website, whiskyloot.com.au, and just enjoy some whiskey. So look, give me some tips. This is my first video. I want to know what I've done wrong, what I've done right, what you think. Have you had any of these 3 before? I'm going to put some notes up on the links of what these ones are as well. And I'll put some, just remember, I'm in Australia, so I'm going to put the Australian prices up. I'm going to do some research on these and put the Australian prices up. They could be completely different though, being in America, and I know that Australia has some huge taxes. So something like my Japanese whiskey for $200, when I convert it, it's about $700 in Australia. So we won't, so just be aware when I'm talking about prices, it is Australian dollars. But I am going to jump off, and I'm going to enjoy this. Have a good night, guys, and we will see you once a month for this Whisky Loot thing, because it comes through. But I'm going to give you some taste testings of the other ones, and I'm going to start really trying to learn whiskies. I've been to plenty of whiskey tasting nights before, and every person has their own kind of description on how you're supposed to try it, what the flavors are. I'm going to try and understand those flavors a little bit better, because it is something I enjoy, but I generally enjoy it at a bar with some mates or with my partner. But as I said, we've got little baby Knox coming home soon. That means that I get to enjoy whiskey at home. There you guys, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and please leave a comment. As I said, if I've done something wrong, I know I have, let me know. Catch you next month. Bye guys.